Hey guys, this is Jessie Chen from Inkarella Cards, here to do a tutorial on how I use masking fluid with pointed pen calligraphy and watercolor. I decided to make this video after getting several questions on how I do this. The process is really simple, but I thought it would be cool to show you how to do this specifically with pointed pen calligraphy. So to get started, you'll need a few things, and I'll put the link and the names to all of these products in the video description below. So here I have some painter's tape, which I'll explain about later. I have watercolor paper, specifically B paper, and today I'm using a simple watercolor brush that I got from Michaels. It's pretty wide. For pointed pen, I'm going to be using a Browse Rose Nib, which is my all-time favorite. And also I have some water and watercolor ready for use. And of course we can't do any of this without masking fluid, which is a really cool fluid that masks off anything that you put over it, which you'll see soon. So to get started, I'm going to take my masking fluid and I'm going to dip my nib right into the container. Sorry I don't show it there, but I basically dip my nib in and tap off the excess of the masking fluid on the lip of the container. Because I'm using Browse Rose with my watercolor paper, I have to be careful that it doesn't snag or miss any spots in my upstrokes while I write, because this combination has a tendency to snag like crazy, as you'll kind of see. So I'm kind of going really slowly because, as I'll show you later, it's really easy to miss some spots here and there with the masking fluid. I'm going to speed this up at around 4 times the speed, but keep in mind that I did go really slowly to avoid the snagging. So here's the completed lettering, and I'm just going to set this aside to dry. Here are my 2 place cards that I've lettered in masking fluid and let dry. And you can tell that it's dry because it's a clear jade color and it's lost a lot of its initial opacity. You can even touch it carefully just to double check that it's dry. And now I'm going to start watercoloring my place cards. First, I like to apply a wash of water over the area that I'm going to watercolor. Not over the whole thing, but just kind of maybe a blob that's amorphous. And this is a technique that I like to use to allow the watercolor to move freely and spread around on the paper. So you see that I'm going to start dabbing some colors here and there, and I'm going to keep going with that until I achieve the look and the colors that I want on the place cards. So here's an optional step if you happen to have a heat gun where you can dry these pieces really fast by using painter's tape and some type of hardboard surface that is heat resistant. I'm going to tape the pieces down to the board to prevent it from warping the paper during the drying process. So here are the 2 dry place cards that are ready for peeling. I actually think it's really satisfying to remove the masking fluid to see what the final piece looks like under all that mess, because so far it's kind of a mystery. I like to start off with an eraser to help me get started, and then I do the rest with my fingers. I've actually tried using only the eraser and found that it's kind of risky because if the paper is not 100% dry, it can actually start to peel away at the watercolor paper, which you don't want. So that's why I think it's safer to peel only that first piece with an eraser and then do the rest with your fingers. And here are the completed place cards. All I did was cut it down to a more standard place card size, and you can see that the areas that we put masking fluid over are untouched by the watercolor, which leaves this really cool effect. You'll notice here that there wasn't great coverage on those upstrokes that I was talking about earlier, and a little bit of watercolor got in where it shouldn't. But if you happen to have a white gel pen, that is something you can go and touch up later as a quick fix. So those are the completed cards. I hope that you enjoyed the video and that you learned something from it. Let me know in the comments below if this helped and also if you'd like to see more. You can follow me on Instagram at InkerellaCards and check out my website at www.inkerella.com. Thanks for watching!